Alright, so this is a picture we are going to create today. We are going to be using this. So we're going to start with a D for our first creature, a C for our second creature, and then we're going to use a G for our last creature. So let's go get started. All right, so for the dun dog, you start with a D. So I'm going to start him over here. I'm going to go down and around for the D. We're going to do an uppercase D and a pretty good sized one too. Then we're going to draw a line for his mouth, and we're going to do a little kind of a V or an arrow. And then he needs to be able to see. So we're going to draw a circle around. I'm going to do a black dot inside his eye. So he also needs to smell. So we're going to draw a line right here. Go here, kind of curve down towards his mouth. And then we're going to give him some chompers. So we're going to do some V's. I'm going to do 3 V's. So 1 V. 2 V's, 3 V's. And then we're going to add a little more detail to his face. So I'm going to draw an eyebrow. So it's just going to be a line going like that. Then he's got some kind of worried lines under his eye. So I'm going to just draw those. All right, so now we're going to give him some legs. So we're going to do an L basically. So we're going to go down and over, and then we're going to give him his back leg. So I'm going to draw a line here. I'm going to draw a curve going down, and then I'm going to draw another curve starting here and going around like that. All right. So let's give him a foot. So we're going to draw a curve going around and down. And then we're going to draw another line right here to make that leg. And then we're going to draw a line here to give the back of his foot. All right. Now we're going to make him a body that goes from up here, curves all the way down to his foot. All the way down to his foot. And then I'm going to add a little line here, kind of give some details. Okay? And then we're going to do some toes lines. So we're going to do 2 for each foot. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? And then let's give him some pizzazz. So he's going to get 3 hairs on the top of his head, and they're kind of zigzaggy, crazy hairs. So you can kind of do them however you want. This is just how I'm doing them. And then he's also going to get 4 little horn things. Spikes, I guess. 3. And then 4. And then we're going to give him a tail. I'm going to curve down from his back, and then I'm going to take a line, go around and back. And then he has kind of like a line here, almost like he's a puppy. And he's got a collar. All right, so that's dun dog. So next we're going to move on to Krug, who starts as a C. So I'm going to start up here, a pretty decent size, go around and then back up for our C. We're going to give him 2 eyeballs. So one's a circle, and we'll do a dot on the inside. The other is kind of like a C because it's attached to the circle. It's a very kind of cartoon look. And then we're going to give him some nostrils, which are just 2 little dashes. So 1, 2, just like that. And let's give him a mouth. So he has kind of a curved mouth. We're gonna kind of follow the C curve. Go up. And then we're just gonna do a little burp for chubby cheeks. Then he has a little line here underneath his chin. And then he also gets kind of like upside down V's for his teeth. And there's gonna be 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. Then we're gonna give him a little tum-tum right here. So it's gonna curve here. It's gonna go all the way down to the ground. So curve down. All right. And then he also has like little kind of sleepy worry lines underneath his eyes. Now this guy is also gonna get a back. So we're gonna start up here, go all the way down to the ground, kind of slight curve, and then down. All right. He also has some spikes on his back, and he has 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 spikes. Then we're going to give him an arm, which is kind of like a funky U. So you go down, over, and up. And then his foot is a line down here. And then you have a curve that goes up, and then a curve that goes down. Just like that. All right? And then now, we're gonna give him some claws. So we're gonna have 4. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And then we're gonna give him toesies. So those are just 2 lines. So 1, 2. And then we're gonna close this up here. So we're just gonna draw a line like that. All right, and then he has a tail, so let's start that tail. So it's 2 lines coming out from his back. So we have 1, and then 2, okay? And then we're gonna do a curve around, just like that. And then we're gonna give him 3 lines on his tummy. So 1, 2, 3. And last but not least, let's give him his other foot, shall we? So we're gonna curve down here. So curve, and then draw a line toward his body. And then we're gonna give him 1 toe line. Boop. And then we finished our second creature. All right, so our last creature starts with a G. So we're going to draw a nice big G, because it's only part of his face. That's the G. We're going to have a little line that goes down. All right. And then he's got kind of fangs. They're kind of like a walrus teeth to me. So kind of like a U. We're going to give him 2 up top. We're going to give him eyes. So we'll do a circle. And then a little black circle for his eyeball. And then we're going to do that kind of C for the second eyeball. Give that kind of cartoon look. All right. We're going to give him nostrils just like this guy. So just 2 little lines that go down. And then he's got like a little bit of a chub line here. So up and then over. Okay. And then we're going to draw his mouth. So you can start from the G, and it kind of goes down. You can make it as big as you want it to be. And then it starts here, kind of curves out, goes down. And then we draw a line to connect those 2. Okay? So then we're going to give him bottom teeth. So kind of like upside down U shapes. All right. We're going to start over here. I'm going to draw a line that goes over. And then we're gonna go across and go back up just a little bit. And then let's give him an arm. So we're gonna put an arm here. It's kind of like a weird U shape. All right. And then we need to give him a back. So it's gonna start here and go all the way down to the ground. So round it out and then go down. And then we're gonna give him a foot. So we go across and then over, just like that. All right. And then he's got like a little chub line here. Then we're gonna give him a tummy. Okay, so the tummy goes from his mouth to like by his foot. So curve it around to the foot. And then we're gonna give him claws too. So we're gonna give him kind of V shapes. So I'm gonna give him 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he's got some crazy hair on the top of his head too. I'm gonna give him 3 kind of crazy hairs. All right, so let's give him his other foot, which comes from his belly, curves down, goes across. We're gonna give him toesies. So 1 toe line on this foot, and then 2, 1, 2 on this foot. And he also has those little I'm tired kind of lines coming from his eyes. And then last but not least, we're gonna give him 5 spikes on his back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, there we have our creatures. I think I'm gonna give a horizon line. It just gives them something to be on. They're not floating away. And they kind of remind me of the monsters from Monsters, Inc. So I'm gonna draw a big door. That's kind of like the door for the scare floor. But you guys can draw whatever you want for your scenery. This is just kind of what I thought they reminded me of. Like they look like they're gonna go on the scare floor. Okay. And I'm just gonna draw some lines for the door. It's like one of those like roll-up doors. Kind of stagger them. All right. Then you guys, once you get your drawing to how you want it to be, go ahead and start coloring it. All right? And have fun.